Ready for blast off? Today, we're going deep, really deep, into the world of astronaut training and spaceflight.
We've got an incredible guide for this journey.
Cady Coleman and her book.
Exactly.
So we're going way beyond those, those typical launch videos everyone's seen a million times.
Right. We're going to uncover the years of preparation.
Behind the scenes stuff.
Yes. The human stories that make those missions possible.
When you think astronaut, you think, like, space. You think of floating around. But there's so much more to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Cady Coleman, she's a scientist astronaut.
That's right.
So she's bringing this really unique perspective.
Absolutely.
We're going to learn about surviving, like, in the desert and the ocean.
Even Siberia.
Oh, yeah, Siberia. And how to, like, stay calm when everything's going crazy.
That operational mindset, she calls it.
We're even going to talk about, like, the importance of wiggling your toes.
Wiggling your toes.
Yeah, you'll see. We'll get there. There's even astronaut proofing for experiments.
I didn't know you had to astronaut-proof an experiment.
All that and so much more.
It's going to be a fascinating deep dive.
It really is. Years of work go into those few incredible moments in space.
It really puts things in perspective when you consider that Cady Coleman spent 8,888 days at NASA.
Wow.
But only 25 minutes and 34 seconds actually launching.
25 minutes out of what, like over 24 years?
It's incredible.
I mean, it makes you think, right? It's like any big project, any big goal.
Absolutely.
Like if you launch a business,
Sure.
Or even like if you're a musician putting out an album.
Right.
So much goes on behind the scenes. It's not just about that launch day.
Exactly.
And Cady Coleman's training, I mean, this astronaut boot camp sounds insane.
Intense is an understatement.
It's like classroom stuff. Simulators.
Yeah, they have to do survival training.
Like in the desert, the ocean, Siberia.
Even learning to fly T-38 jets.
Wow. T-38.
It helps them develop that operational mindset we were talking about. Oh, right. Being able to make decisions when things get crazy.
Exactly. And staying calm under pressure.
Like that time Cady almost had to make an emergency landing.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She talks about how that experience really, built her confidence.
It's amazing how those high-pressure situations can really shape you.
Speaking of unexpected events, Cady shares this story about how she got assigned to her mission, STS-73.
STS-73. That was focused on microgravity research, right?
Yeah, but she found out in, the most unexpected way.
Oh, how so?
A phone call. Out of the blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a random phone call.
She was told she'd been selected for this mission.
Wow.
And, she's excited, obviously, but she's also like, wait, is this a joke?
I can only imagine.
She even pushed back a little, wanting to hear it officially from the chief of the astronaut office.
It shows her integrity.
Totally. And it highlights how, mysterious crew selection is at NASA.
Yeah, she calls it this black box. You never know what's going to happen. And this early assignment, it meant she could really focus on training for the specific science experiments they were going to do in space.
Ah, so it actually gave her an advantage in a way.
Exactly. So let's talk about those experiments, because why is doing science in space so important?
Because microgravity changes everything.
It's like a whole different set of rules.
Exactly. You can study things like combustion.
Fire in space.
Yes. And plant growth, how the human body works.
And this all helps us back here on Earth.
Absolutely. Space research leads to innovations.
Like what?
Like new ways to grow food more sustainably or develop better medical treatment.
I never thought about it like that.
And Cady Coleman's mission, it was like a pathfinder.
A pathfinder? For what?
It helped pave the way for all the amazing science that's being done on the International Space Station today.
Back again for more of our deep dive into astronaut training. And now we're finally in orbit.
We are. It's time to experience life and work aboard a space station.
Yeah, from Cady Coleman's point of view, I imagine it's more than just floating around and having fun, right?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But actually, Cady describes it as a constant learning curve.
A learning curve?
You have to, unlearn all those Earth habits you have.
Oh, interesting.
And then adapt to a whole new set of rules, Physics works a little differently up there.
Yeah, I bet. Weightlessness. I mean, it's got to be strange.
It's a huge adjustment.
What kinds of things surprised her?
Well, just think about basic stuff, like getting dressed, brushing your teeth. It becomes like a whole production.
Because everything's floating around.
Exactly. It's like you have to rethink, relearn everything.
What about eating?
Eating is a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine trying to eat when your food's drifting away from you.
I can't even imagine.
And sleep. Forget about your comfy mattress.
No comfy mattress in space.
Nope, there's no up or down. Astronauts sleep in special sleeping bags.
Special sleeping bags.
Yeah, they have to strap themselves in, otherwise they'd be bumping into things all night.
Wow. It sounds so disorienting, but kind of fun too.
It's a whole new world.
But let's be serious for a minute. Astronauts have a job to do.
That's right, important work.
What kind of problem-solving skills do they need?
You have to be resourceful. Think on your feet.
Because when something breaks,
right?
You can't just, call a repair person.
Millions of miles from Earth, limited resources. Ingenuity is key.
Cady tells this story about fixing a broken toilet.
A broken toilet in space.
With duct tape and a coat hanger.
Oh, wow. Talk about MacGyver.
It shows, even with all the technology, sometimes it's the simple solutions that work.
Absolutely.
And it takes teamwork, right?
Huge emphasis on teamwork.
You can't do it all alone.
Relying on each other's skills, supporting each other, crucial in those high-pressure situations.
It's really more about the human element than just the technical stuff.
Exactly. Having a positive attitude, finding ways to enjoy yourself, all of that is just as important.
So it's not all work and no play.
Definitely not.
Cady's book is full of these anecdotes, little moments of joy amidst all the seriousness.
Right. Celebrating birthdays, telling stories, just laughing together. It helps them stay connected, keeps morale high.
And there's that story about her playing the flute in space.
Oh, yes. The flute.
So cool. It reminds us that space exploration, it's not just about science and tech. It's about pushing the boundaries of human experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finding beauty in unexpected places.
And that brings us to, sort of a heavier topic.
Go on.
The psychological effects of space travel.
Oh, right. Cady talks about this overview effect.
Right. That shift in perspective a lot of astronauts experience when they see Earth from space.
You talked about the blue marble view earlier, but what does it actually feel like?
It's hard to describe. Imagine seeing our planet, this tiny, fragile thing, just hanging there in the vastness of space.
It makes you feel small.
Small, but also connected. It fills you with awe, but also a deep sense of responsibility,
Responsibility for our planet.
You realize just how vulnerable it is.
Cady describes it as this humbling experience that changes how you see the world.
Absolutely. It's a message that goes way beyond space travel.
In what way?
It makes you think about our role as stewards of Earth, about taking care of this planet we all share.
So it's not just about exploring outward, but also inward.
Right, exactly. Space travel, it changes how you see the universe, but it also changes how you see yourself.
We've talked about the fun stuff, the amazing views, the problem solving. But there must be downsides to living in space, too.
There are.
Yeah, challenges.
We'll talk about those in the final part of our deep dive.
We're back for the final part of our deep dive with Cady Coleman. We've covered the training, the launch, even what it's like living on a space station.
It's been quite a journey.
But space travel, it can't all be smooth sailing, right?
You're right. There are definite challenges, things astronauts have to overcome.
And Cady, in her book, she's very honest about those difficulties.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't sugarcoat it.
Motion sickness, problems sleeping, even just being away from family and friends for so long, that's got to be tough.
Absolutely. Even with all the training, adapting to space takes a toll.
I mean, imagine living in a tiny space 24/7.
With limited privacy.
And all that noise from the life support systems.
Right. Constantly humming.
And then there's the psychological side of things.
Being isolated for months. The pressure of the mission. It's a lot to handle.
It really is. But astronauts, they get special training for that, right?
Yeah. Psychological training is a key part of the program.
So they learn how to cope.
Exactly. How to manage stress, how to keep those relationships strong within the crew. Teamwork is everything.
Cady talks about how important it is to have a good support system back home, too.
Those calls with loved ones, they make a huge difference.
It's that human connection.
It's essential. Helps ground you. Reminds you of what you're coming back to.
And then there are the physical effects of space travel.
Like what?
Well, Cady mentions muscle atrophy, bone loss. And the radiation, that's a big concern, too.
Definitely long-term health risks.
So what do they do about it?
Exercise. It's crucial.
Working out in space. What's that like?
Imagine running on a treadmill that's bolted down so you don't float away.
Wow.
And lifting weights with special harnesses to create resistance. Zero gravity makes everything a challenge.
But Cady, she went through all of that, all the difficulties, and still achieved her mission.
It's inspiring, isn't it? It's a testament to her resilience, her determination.
It shows that with the right mindset, the right preparation, we can overcome almost anything.
And that teamwork, that support system, that's essential too. You can't do it alone.
Cady's story It's a reminder that we all have that potential for strength.
That we can push our limits, venture into the unknown, and achieve incredible things.
Well, this deep dive into the world of astronaut training, it's been amazing.
I agree. Eye-opening.
We've learned so much from Cady Coleman's experiences.
Yeah. About the dedication, the resilience, the sheer human spirit that drives space exploration.
I'm curious, what about you listening? What are those little things, those seemingly insignificant details in your life that make a big difference?
The preparation, the mindset, the support systems, those things matter. Whether you're an astronaut or pursuing any other goal, we can all learn from those who dare to push the boundaries.
If you want to hear more about Cady's incredible journey, and I highly recommend it, check out her book. It's a fantastic read.
It truly captures the wonder of space travel and the power of the human spirit.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep reaching